Are you ready? Can Crush Us. It don't really get no better than this. The podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers. Let's go.
Yes, sir. This is B. Brian Blair asking you to turn into the Can Crushers podcast, or you're going to get stung.
Welcome back, Can Crusher Nation. How the hell have you been? We'll get there. You'll find out why. It's Sir Michael Jenks. I'm Mark the Mark. It's effing Christmas time.
And we finally came back to work.
We did. Take next week off. We'll get there. Listen, you guys know why, essentially. And I don't want to start this one down. But first week of December, it's been a horrible 2024 for Can Crushers. But emotionally it's been horrible. For the podcast, it's been unbelievable. Wait until next week. There's going to be a shit ton of teasers, by the way, because I got the wrap that you get.
Oh, yeah.
All listens and everything. I've looked at it. I've looked at it. But we don't ever give that away until the Crushies. Yeah,
and I don't see any of it until the Crushies, so I have no idea what he's already seen. I'm always left in the dark.
We have a listenership, but then I have Jenks as my personal listenership.
There's levels to this, guys, that you don't see every week.
There is. Truly is. First week why we had to take off on the 7th. So most of you have known. A couple of you have actually DM'd me and sent some love and everything. The OG Can Crusher, Doggo, Miggy passed away on the 4th. And there was no way in hell I was ready to care, to talk, or anything. So, we had to do what was right for him. And we'll leave it at that.
We love
now, it was humanely done. Good Lord. It was humanely done. We took him to the vet, and he may have lasted tonight. He may have lasted a week or two.
Yeah.
He wasn't suffering, so we made that decision. And we cried. There's still nights that me and Max are struggling. But to everybody that did reach out, yourself included, Sir Michael Jenks, we're bouncing back. Okay, there's days I look up at his picture, and you know how emotional I am. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
And last week, the real life fucking work just sucked.
There was no you last week. Yeah. Yeah, when you messaged me last week, I'm like, first I didn't see the message. I looked at it and it says Mark texted me. I'm like, oh man, I hope he's doing all right, right? And then I opened it up and like, fucking work, fuck. Like,
hope he's fine.
Yeah, right. He's not happy, but it's not Miggy.
Right, no.
Yeah.
So, there's that. But we're back for this week. We'll cover as much wrestling as we possibly can once we catch you up with everything else in our lives. And then, again, we'll beat the hell out of this. Year-end rewards. Rewards? We're not giving you any.
Rewards? Yeah.
Awards. Is next week. The Crushes is returning, and we'll give you at the end of the show the category so you can send some in, call them in, make fun of us, do whatever. Jenks, I'm pretty stoked about this. I've been keeping a running list for the year. So all I have to do is dwindle. Wow, this is horrible when you haven't talked in about 3 weeks.
You're almost there. Come on. You're sounding like maybe doing our sponsors in that.
But, yeah, I've been keeping a list all year, so I have most of my crushies already done.
That's good. I have been trying to keep on top of it. I actually had an Excel document ready to go. You know who filled out the Excel document? Not fucking me, because I totally forgot to do that. So I have a list of things going on. Like all my notes, I put match of the year candidate, da-da-da-da. So that should help me whittle down where we're at, what we're supposed to be. But next week, not a lot of work. So it's going to be a lot of researching and kind of looking at development and just nailing down exactly who the crushy in my heart are for many of our categories out there. So you only have
one winner for all of them? Probably.
Maybe it's a spoiler. Could be a spoiler. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So there's been my 2 weeks. Sir Michael Jenks, last we heard you had pitchers coming, you had a baby coming, you had this, that, or the other. Like, how have you been? Because they keep up with me a little bit.
Listen, on my end, it's been an eventful couple weeks. Obviously, my neck of the woods got wrecked by Snowpocalypse 2.0, which, Jesus Christ. Any decoration I put out for Christmas, good fucking luck. So basically, I got...
Are you happy that you did it pre?
So here's the thing. I didn't get it all hooked up. I got most of it up. I was doing it the night before Thanksgiving. Obviously, Thanksgiving, doing stuff with the family. We were supposed to do something with her family on that Friday and then the Thanksgiving on Saturday. We got wrecked, obviously, with the snow. So, but I put up this cone tree and these animated deer that my sister gave me from her. She didn't want them anymore from moving. The cone tree's dead in the water. The pole in the middle snapped in half, fucking down. I have a Norwell that's called Buddy and Rudolph who were buried under mountains of snow until this week when I could get them out because the snow hadn't melted in that area yet. And they're all misshapen. The bushes out front are shot to hell. It was an eventful couple days after that around Survivor Series weekend, guys. That's how that is. And during all of that, I started Christmas shopping early. I got kids gifts, which was like an Easy Bake Oven, like yada, yada, yada. Very nice kids gifts, right? So I'm like, cool, sweet. I didn't open the box before Thanksgiving. Friday comes, we're snowed in. I'm like, well, I got nothing else to do. Let me look and see what's in. Let me look at the presents that I got in this box. When I tell you, I opened this box and there was senior horse feed, horse joint grub, and horse syringes in this box. I'm like, who the fuck did they think they were sending this to? Hey, look, my name's on the box. I'm like, I know I wasn't drunk and ordering this shit. So what the hell came through? Yeah, it was that order for the kids that just fucking...
You were going to get poor Bailey senior horse feed.
Horse feed. Apparently that's all she'll eat now. She eats like a horse anyways, so might as well feed her senior horse feed pellets. Which apparently you can get on Amazon, guys.
Pissed off at you.
She's pissed off about it, but apparently you can get that on Amazon if you're looking for your farm.
Syringes too? Like, this is how dumb I am. They can send syringes through the mail?
Apparently, I didn't fucking know. Because I opened it up and there's a pack of fucking syringes for horses and that. It's literally... I didn't open the package of them to look, so I am assuming, but at the same token, I'm assuming it might have just been the ones that you stick in their mouth and kind of shoot liquid and all that in versus the ones with needles, but I don't know.
You can take that however you want it.
It's been an eventful 2 weeks, and then work is what work is. We're just trying to hang out. That's basically all I can say we're doing. Bailey's loving life right now. These two have just been annoying as all hell today. Any movement outside, bark, let's go, rip it up, tear it up, whatever you want to do. Right. But on top of this all, I gotta take the truck in. You guys will hear this, it will already got in. I got check engine light on in the truck. I don't know what I did. So we'll see what happens with that at some point. But
2024.
The last few months have just been enough is enough.
Epically shit.
They have been, gone to shit in a handbasket pretty quickly.
Are you ready for Christmas, though? Like, it's Wednesday. Christmas is Wednesday.
Christmas is Wednesday. I have majority of the gifts. I need to wrap them. I need to do some baking, which I have time off obviously next week I'll do it beforehand, but at least have the gifts. So I think that's a win. What about you? Are you ready for Christmas?
I have 2 more that I have to get by Sunday or tomorrow as you guys are listening, because that's when we're doing my aunt's Christmas thing. My uncle and my cousin have not gotten anything yet. They're not listening to this, so I'm all right with that. And my aunt definitely isn't. Her Jackson Merrill jersey, which I ordered a month and a half ago, is not here.
They've been so bad about delivery the past couple weeks.
And I'm like, it was, I don't know, supposed to come yesterday as you guys are listening. So I might be jumping the gun as of recording, but normally in this neck of the woods, if it says, hey, it's coming on the 15th, it shows up at the 14th.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, and I've been tracking it, and it's like, it's an hour away. But guess what you can't do? Just go knock on FedEx's door and like, hey, I'm here to get that since you guys haven't delivered it in a week.
Yeah. That happened with Kimberly's, something from Kimberly. I ordered it and fucking sat in Fairview, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, rode down the fucking road for me, 20 minutes maybe, just sat there for 7 days. Didn't move. Don't know what the fuck, must have lost it, fell behind a bench or some shit like that. Finally got it. I got it, but yeah, it took like 7 days for it to leave Fairview and get to my house 20 minutes away.
Could have walked both ways.
I could have, been back. Couple times.
Yeah. Well, that's roughly what mine's doing. And that's, the big gift, he already knows, has been here for a couple of weeks. It's directly right behind me. He's held it already. And I'm talking about Junior's MacBook.
Yeah.
He's held it. He's looked at it. I said, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. We're going to put it away. You can pretend like you don't know what's coming for a week or two. And then, ta-da! Here it is. So, I also have to go to Petco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Sir Max.
Get Sir Max. Yep. I got to do, Kimberly's already stocked stuffings for the pups. I may just go get him extra stuff just because, but.
He's staring right at me, but hopefully he forgets. I ordered him a comfort hoodie. You know those with a hoodie and everything?
Yep.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him wear it because he loves wearing clothes. I might become that guy that dresses my dogs up from now on. My dog.
Well, I've been like that. I've been that guy. We put Kimberly's mom bought for their old pup that passed away last year, a Christmas tree hoodie for the dog. And so she's like, here, try it on Bailey. Put it on Bailey. Here's goddamn thing. Bells are jingling. She's running around. And we took one of her in front of the Christmas tree, just like looking up at it. I'll have to send it to Mark. But it was a very cute picture of her. So she's out there being a model as a tree. But
nice.
I think you'll find good use of that comfort hoodie. I think Max will love it.
I think so. I'm gonna probably throw it on. He's been amazing. I'll give him props as I rewind back to that. Until I had the week Miggy passed, I had that whole week off, which for several reasons I had off. One, because I'm still burning days, and then I was out going to work a couple days after him. But on the 9th, Max had never been solely by himself for 4 years.
Yeah.
Miggy's either been with him, or if Miggs had to go someplace, one of us had stayed with him.
Yeah.
The 9th was his first day. Well, it rained the 9th. Fucking pissed the 9th. I'll put it that way. I got soaked at work.
Mm-hmm.
I came home at like 9:30, change real quick, head back to work. 9 o'clock when I came home, roughly, he looked rough, just laying on the steps. I'm like, dude, we can't have this. Went back to work, did like another hour, came back home, weaned him into the whole being by himself that day. But then he's been a champ since. He just
That's good.
I love this. I love this. He's also been getting, shame on us for this as well, for everything. Miggy's done all these things when he was a little pup. But we had lost kind of track doing this for both of them. This guy, if I have to go to Sheets for a can of snuff,
yeah,
he's calling shotgun as we're running out the door. So, yeah, he's been living the life of luxury. So it is what it is. But yeah, so Christmas is Wednesday, guys. It's unbelievable. 2024 blown right through.
It went fast, way too fast.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of highs, a lot of lows.
Too many lows.
Oh, hopefully we're bringing it back up for the swing in 2025.
But it hasn't been, as you guys will hear next week in the podcast, it is, and we're not gloating. We always said we're always very open with you guys. It continues to grow. I don't know why you guys listen to us. You love what we say about wrestling. You love maybe this part of the podcast, whatever. Oh, there's the picture finally came through.
Yeah.
You kind of love all of that. So thank you. Oh, that's gonna be on the freaking thumbnail, so everybody's gonna see that.
Yeah, that was pretty cute. She's a champ.
She really is. She still hates me, but that's okay. It's okay.
If she's in the Christmas spirit now, maybe not now.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
So yes, we're gonna have a ton of hot topics. James, do you want to talk about anything else prior to us getting into wrestling? Are you happy with, since we cover NCAA half the time too? Are you happy with the tournament? Are you disgusted? Does it fucking suck?
Yeah, they end up playing anyways. I don't even know what bowl they're playing in.
Toledo. In the Believe World Bowl on the 26th at 2 o'clock. I almost thought about buying tickets because they're only $69 at Ford Field.
I mean, that's not a bad...
I could make it because I'm not doing anything, but it's just... I'm driving to Michigan. And who knows what weather's up there, and I have shit already planned for the 27th, so...
Yeah,
I don't...
So it's like, why even...
Plus they lost fucking 5 games in a row bad.
They got... Yeah, they...
But I have...
fucked themselves big time on that one.
I have half of next year already paid for, though. So I'm in.
I mean, as long as it's taken care of.
Right. Yeah. Fine.
I don't hate the playoff. I think there's good teams in there. I'm thoroughly happy Alabama did not make it.
I'm thrilled.
I was fucking thrilled by that. I do not like Oregon's road to the playoff.
Wolf.
Tennessee or Ohio State, potentially Texas in the fucking semis. Good fucking lord. They got Penn State that could just fucking bounce SMU and Boise State. But I have to feel like that's just a confidence booster when they run into the Bulldogs, Georgia's fucking game. So
you have Oregon and Georgia in the finals?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be the case. I just don't see Georgia getting upset by anybody that could potentially be in their way. Would love Boise State to be in the finals, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
I'm rooting for SMU.
I don't hate SMU either.
Well, loving the I couldn't root for Clemson. I can't. I know they're ACC too.
I was hoping SMU pulled that game out against Clemson, but
then I think you would have had Bama in.
I think, absolutely, because Miami wasn't jumping them.
No.
Yeah. So it was probably a blessing in disguise. Texas bounced Clemson. We're in a good place. So I'm settling in, watching All the games of the playoffs. It's going to be great.
Bowls. I'm telling you, 26 at 2 o'clock, Jenks. We can discuss this.
Bowls. Tomorrow, recording for us tomorrow, full slate of games. When you guys listen to as you guys are listening to this, the college football playoff, 3 straight games watching. So it's going to be chef's kiss around this time.
Do you have any Christmas parties or anything to attend to this weekend prior to Christmas?
Not this weekend. We're going to just be home hanging out. I think it's the calm before the storm of family stuff, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We just want time together. That's kind of where we're at. And then we're going to do some stuff Christmas Day, obviously, together before we go to her family and all that. So no Christmas parties. What about you?
Last week, I finally did it, Jenks. I set you up for this one because I just wanted to tell everybody what I did. Completely. No, I do care. I sound like such a dick.
Mark just wants to talk about himself.
I pulled the trigger on a new TV because the one was blue. Yeah.
We knew this was coming.
Well, I actually did it on Black Friday when like a 65-inch was like $200 off. So I'm like, Whoop, went and got it. Didn't fit on my entertainment system. So threw everything off of the kitchen table for 2 weeks. Brought the kitchen table in the living room. Put it up. Oh my God. The hunting, the football is so much better. Oh, I can see the Gators now. I am like Daniel Boone now. But then I'm like, what am I really going to do? I can't keep the kitchen table in here. Yeah. Good Lord, what can I do? Well, I pulled the trigger. I went and bought the biggest, sturdiest thing that you could hang off the wall, and it's up against the wall. And I'm like, oh, well, this is perfect. The entertainment systems can still in here. And, yeah, this weekend, I'm going to buy my 50-inch TV that will be underneath because right now there's a 32-inch TV under there, it looks horrid. That's why there's not a picture of this. Next week, hopefully you guys will be able to see the real thing. Swung everything around in the living room, put the TV up in the corner, measured I can get a 50-inch TV underneath that for video games and everything, which would be good.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to rock and roll. I've made it the living room that
you want.
Yep.
So, setup-wise, when you're playing and you want to watch a game or wrestling or whatever, big TV, video game, smaller TV, wrestling, or like vice versa?
It all depends on what it is. Like if say it's a regular season game, probably smaller TV.
Makes sense.
Everything, like I've made sure I have enough wire for everything to flip-flop. I've already did the calculations. So if it's up on the big one, it's an important TV, important game, then I can drop the PlayStation down to the lower one, continue to play, or if it's, hey, I want to hunt more, then just have the game on. Like if it's Backlash, that's definitely going on the lower TV and I'll be hunting.
Right. Yeah. If it's not, then you're going to...
WrestleMania will be on the big one, and then whatever else is going on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Max loves it. He watches a game show network when we are not here.
Oh, what's his favorite game show? I'm assuming Price is Right. What is it?
He loves Classic Concentration, and I shit you not.
Oh, okay.
You remember that?
I vaguely remember it. I won't say I remember it in depth.
There's like 25 numbers, and you have to match things, and it opens little boards.
Oh, yes.
Behind, which is a car. Or I don't know. This was a horrible. And then you have to match the cars to win whatever car you last match. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember this. Yep.
it dings an awful lot. So his ears are always up. So
yeah, he's
the
just
dinging.
Like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's meant my wife. There you go.
Oh my God.
We have watched wrestling, and we will talk wrestling. We do have to say, we won't say why. You guys can search it yourself. W is no longer with us, so as long as they're around, support them.
Yep.
We'll leave it at that. No hard feelings, no sour grapes or anything like that. Business is business.
Exactly.
In a business.
Yeah. Sometimes some things happen, and, it's just business.
Yeah. Business happens. So, we do have great sponsors yet. You want to do those, and then we can talk wrestling?
Let's do that. We got to get back to the home. Get back to the sponsors. Yeah, the meat and potatoes of this.
Collar and Elbow. Hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool things that Al Snow and the Hooligans have all over collarandelbowwrestlingbrand.com. Check them out. New shirts had arrived about 2 weeks ago, so make sure you check them out. A lot of cool graphics out there. Still, some of my favorites are the Macho Man inspired one, the Dusty Rhodes inspired one. There's ones that are for people that have passed that they'll still give money to their scholarships or memorials or anything like that. But Jenks, when they're ordering, we still have a promo code for them.
I do remember this, and it is 10% off if you put Can Crushers in when you're ordering. Get that merch, get the discount. Just rep us and Collar and Elbow anytime, any place.
Yeah.
They can also do WWE Shop, the fan affiliate code. The discount code's down below in the show notes. Go ahead and click that. You might not get a discount, but at least you're supporting the show by clicking the link below.
Yeah. Don't forget, we still have merch as well over at CrowdMade. So search up CrowdMade, and then in their search bar, type in Can Crushers. You'll see our hoodies, shirts, tanks, stuff like that on there. That's awesome to wear to Independent Show, WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom, wherever you're going.
Grocery store, Walmart, whatever you want to do. Because I've been rocking mine all day. So just wear it and represent. And they make great Christmas gifts. Maybe for some people in your household. Just saying. Anyway.
Not guaranteeing them by this Christmas, though.
We're not guaranteeing that, but it does make a great Christmas gift or birthday gift whenever the time comes.
Easter? St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, Easter and St. Patrick's Day. Any holiday you represent. Chinese New Year is coming up. We can do that in February.
Boxing Day as well. I don't know if they're going to get them by Boxing Day either.
Boxing Day, anything before the New Year's is kind of tricky.
Right.
Royal Rumble, potentially.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine by Royal Rumble.
I would assume by Rumble. So get out there and go order our merch.
On CrowdMade. Don't forget our newest sponsor as well. It's called Buy Blackick. They have a ton of cool designs out there. Have it be from football to Jenks. You run with this one. I've been doing it.
You just hogging all the sponsorship here. Buy Blackett, football. You can buy beer if you're an alcoholic, like some people. I have gotten one. It was good. Whatever you want. If you want to celebrate God or whatever, they have stuff for religion, USA, you name it, they probably have it on the site. Get out there. There's hoodies, there's tanks, there's mugs, anything you can think of. Go to Buy Blackett and get that one. I believe that one, and you can correct me, Mark, on this one, is 15% off if you use the promo code Can Crushers. So go ahead and use the code Can Crushers to save yourself some money on that.
All links are in the description as well, guys, wherever you're listening. They can listen a lot of different places.
They can, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the list goes on and on, or you can listen to us on YouTube. No video, though. Just the lovely thumbnail of our beautiful faces. You still don't want
to see the train wreck.
Listen, take our pictures, enjoy what you get out of it. So,
yeah. Don't forget, join any of the discussions on social media. They've been lackluster recently, too, but again, 2025 is wrapping back around. Facebook, Instagram, and X, there's there. Threads still posts when I post on. I don't know which one Threads is actually linked to. If it's stealing the Facebook post or if it's stealing the Instagram post, honestly.
It's got to be the Instagram post, but if you have the connected to the Facebook post, then maybe it's just doing all three at that point.
It might be.
Because you can link the three.
I think I did.
Yeah. So there you go. Post on one, you get it on three.
Look at that. Technology, right?
We know what we're doing over here.
Not at all. You guys keep listening for 8.5 years now. Next week, though, is the Crushies. And there's a couple different ways that you can submit your awards, and we can compare. Jenks, how can they submit once we tell them the categories?
Exactly. Once we tell you the categories, you can submit your winners of the Crushies. If you want to throw in runner-ups, go for it. You can do it, through our DMs on the Facebook, the social medias, but also you can email us, cancrusher69@gmail.com, or call us 814-299-6687 to let us know and let us hear your sultry voice while you give us your Crushy winners for 2024.
If you've never called in before, this is a great one to call in for because this is an elongated show. Very elongated show for you to get your voice heard, your award to be given out. So push to make the phone call.
And let's remind everybody, because I think we told everybody before, next week's show is Crushies. It's the Crushies time. So don't let it just be us telling you what we think. Although that's why you listen.
That's why you listen.
Participate. Join us. Give us your thoughts of the awards and what you think who should win what.
Yeah. And again, categories, end of the show. So get your note paper ready.
The note paper?
Yeah. Your note paper and a pen. Your notebook and a pen. God, 3 weeks has been rough.
I didn't know if you were going notepad. Note paper threw me off. That's good.
Well, some people don't have a whole pad. They just have a piece of paper.
That's true. Some
people are going to just write it on a probably Post-it note.
If you can fit it all on one Post-it note, I'm impressed by you.
We have a million categories.
We got it all on one Post-it note. That's impressive writing.
Well, then you're the Crushy Listener of the Year.
Maybe.
We wouldn't know, but you
wouldn't know. But
you could win that award yourself.
You can call yourself that for 2024. Remember that.
The only person that's not allowed winning is Dan Mucci.
100%. Not because of his conflict of interest or anything, but his selections would be irrelevant.
Gold dust for everything.
100%. He got way too excited he saw Kevin Owens with a Gold Dust shirt on this past week at Saturday Night Main Event. All I'm saying.
On that note, we'll be right back. We're going to talk wrestling.
I am the Rebel Rocker, Ruby Devlin, and I love Can Crushers. Never give up on your dreams. Love you. Mwah.
Welcome back to segment number 2. Mark and Mike talking wrestling for the first time in a couple of weeks here on Can Crushers and Jenks. Listen, I know, get ready. We've waved one banner for a long time. We'll say WWE is still killing it right now across the board.
They have not dropped off any way, shape, or form. It's a well-oiled machine at this point.
It is. Trips and Sean, because
NXT's clicking like nothing.
Yeah. So we have a lot to cover. So it's going to be just throw stuff on the board, talk about it. Again, this is a reset because next week is the Crushies, and then we rebound with so much. So first and foremost, I will say on a pay-per-view level, I have the title, by the way. I won it. I know I won it at Full Gear, but we haven't spoken since then.
God, we haven't, yeah.
I finally got the 6-pack championship back.
Felt naked.
I feel we would have been across the board on Survivor Series, so that's why we didn't discuss that. But we'll talk WWE first.
Right.
But go ahead and cry that I finally beat you.
It's just felt naked. I just felt naked since then. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You had it all year, so shut your mouth.
It doesn't feel right.
That's why everything's going to come up March in 2025.
This is what Roman Reigns feels like right now. He's naked without his title. He's not the tribal chief. Need to acknowledge that I will be getting that title back at some point.
You will. Trust me, you will. Don't worry about that. So many people would be starting with, we're going to start WWE with the Bloodline talk or with Survivor Series or what we did this, that, and the other. I just want to start with the one thing that I predicted so many months ago. My girl Chelsea Green winning the United States Championship. We thought about it for a while. We're like, oh man. And it's been a while since we've discussed anything women's wise.
Right.
We thought it was going to probably be Bianca and Jade in the finals, and we have this injury, whatever the hell's going on. But that's not the time. We can wrap back around and put a pin into that. Are you happy for Chelsea?
If you're not happy for Chelsea, what's wrong with you? The crowd was hot on Saturday Night Main Event for it. I wanted it. You wanted it. Bucci wanted it. It was across the board. I don't think there's any person not rooting for Chelsea to get the title.
Long reign? ?
I guess it depends on what they're going to do with this. I don't want it to be like a 2-day, like she's losing it Friday night.
Right.
You guys are listening to Saturday. She's losing it Friday night. She lost it Friday night. I want this to be at least a couple months. Get us to Mania. Get us to that far into the year. But something's telling me that this is not going to be, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's going to be. I thought Piper was going to turn on her.
I did too.
Saturday night with that whole putting her on her shoulder and that.
Macho Man Elizabeth type of.
And then just drop her back like Batista doing to Orton. Yeah.
I think that's who's going to get it. I think this is going to be longer than we think. Because I think, and this would be a prediction that I'll ruin already for next week, I think Chelsea's going to be sniffing the heavyweight championship next year. I think she's your Money in the Bank winner already.
I think so. I don't think there's anybody else ahead of her. This is
her test.
Let's get her the title. Let's get her the U.S. title. Give her the accolade, and then put her forward.
Yeah.
For the world. Yeah. I would agree with that.
Karen can still be there, but she's not going to rely on that. She's not going to be comic anymore. There's going to be a serious change real quick with Chelsea.
Yeah. This is when you evolve your character. Okay, you got the mid-card title. Evolve the character to be still in character, but to be more. There's always a step up that you have to do to evolve the character to be more, to make sense for the title that you're holding and the position you're holding in the company. It takes people a few times to get it, but she should be able to get that.
So I will stay with the U.S. Championship and ask, did that do that for LA Knight?
No, because I think he regressed with that title.
Yo.
He didn't do anything with it, and the character didn't evolve.
Yeah. I was excited Shinsuke won it. I liked the Shinsuke, by the way, too. And you know how I felt about Shinsuke for a long time.
Yeah.
I love this Shinsuke.
They're doing Shinsuke right by having the bloodline just stare at him in the ring. Not touch him, not go near him. Have him be a boogeyman character. The presence, the aura that he has now is more fitting. He had this kind of borderline, whatever it was with the Cody thing, and now it's actually looking like it's a creepy figure, very much more demonic in nature, possessed, if you will.
That was the word I was going to use. I was going to say a possessed Muda.
Yeah. exactly.
We went.
Yep.
You see, I see a lot more Muta in Shinsuke now, but maybe taking some of the Bray stuff that has been dropped in WWE.
The ball has been dropped, but you're right. Shinsuke's taking that and kind of running with it the way maybe the Wyatt Six should have been running with it, but they've lost. And now it's kind of floating right now.
We're linking a lot together. Just realize that. We'll circle back around. But to stay with the Wyatt Six, you know how we said probably a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, they had to get through the Welcome Back tour, the Let's Do It for Bray tour. Mm-hmm. We almost thought that they were past that by getting the Final Testament, losing then, and I don't think it's over with them yet.
No.
But they're not, Jenks. Do they need to go away for a while and then come back?
I think they need. I don't know if they need to go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if they need to go away. I think they need to be more defined, right? Like, I've been hearing things when they lost to Final Testament. I heard things, it was Bo Dallas that lost that match. It wasn't Uncle Howdy, it was Bo Dallas or something along those lines. What are we defining as the roles, right? Define your role, define the character, make that worthwhile. If we're fighting as ourselves, okay, cool. But the alter ego should be something to be feared. And to me, them getting fooled by the Final Testament, now being beaten by the Final Testament, it takes them back a significant step in that regard.
Yeah. How do you rebuild them?
I don't know.
That's why it's, again,
do they go away? Yeah.
I think they need to go away and come back. I don't know, after Mania and do something. I mean, a little bit we want them back. Maybe nobody wants them right now. That's so sad.
I think we'll see them when Netflix comes back, and we talked about this a couple months ago. I think this is going to help them be their bread and butter because I think they had to bridge the gap. They lose, you have a renaissance, you go back, you retreat, you reinvent yourselves, right? Take a couple weeks off, come back strong. Come back bigger, badder than ever. Take advantage of the whole Netflix deal in cinema that you can do in time. They might have a chance there to reinvent themselves.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about because we've done this so long. Netflix was one of my next things. Since we, recording they have said we're not going mature just because we're on Netflix.
Right.
Is that for now or is that really a thing?
I think they intend for it to be a thing, but that doesn't mean you can't push it to TV-14. And you can't get away with a lot more in TV-14. I know they said they want to be family friendly and produce this and all of that. I think there's a lot of elements you can keep family friendly, but like the Wyatt Six stuff, you can push the boundaries, I think, a little bit more. Make it more thought-provoking, more sadistic in nature, if you will, with that.
As a communications major, I should know this for real. Does one word make it mature? Does, say LA Knight comes out. Now use him because he would be a great person to drop an F-bomb.
Right.
And me and you would be like, yeah! But does one word make it mature then? Or is it Roman has to say it, LA Knight has to say it, and then there's got to be a murder to make it mature?
I think one of the things, based on movies and that, from what I understand, is PG-13 can get away. I don't know about TV, but like movies, PG-13, you get one F-bomb and then you stay PG-13. It's when you use multiple or start to get you start getting very graphic with it where it goes mature. So I think for them, you can borderline, nobody's dropping an F-bomb week 1.
No.
Unless it's The Rock. But, there's certain elements of it that could play into it for sure. But I think they're going to push more the TV-14 line for damn sure. Because if not, I think they might lose some people with the Netflix thing.
I think so. Yeah, especially with, listen, Netflix, everybody, I know a ton of people recently, they're like doing the share Netflix thing.
Yeah.
They've all been caught.
Oh,
not that it has been about, like, me and you. No, we haven't been sharing one, but, like, there's distance. They now know that I'm in Ridgeway, you are in Erie. Yeah, that somebody's got to lose it. And they're going to go by the real email, and they're like, oh, Jenks, you can't watch Mark's Netflix anymore.
Exactly.
That's happening to people in the same town, essentially.
100%. They're not joking around about it. They're going to do it. They're going to crack down on it. And that's what's causing, I think, a lot of people from staying away from a Netflix or not. Because that was a promise they had. They weren't going to stop you from sharing your password. And now 2024 rolls around and they're like, not today.
Yeah. We're getting way too much big things now.
Yep.
You have to spend I don't know, what is it, $6.99 for the one with ads, which I don't know anybody that's doing that.
Right.
So it bumps up to like what, $17.99? What the hell comes out of my account every month, but whatever.
Right. Whatever it is, paying for it.
Paid. You go on WWE.
I got to go back to Final Testament now. And Karrion Kross. We've seen a lot of things happen over the past couple weeks that have really, he started. Are you coming around on Karrion Kross as the character? Because it's been a long build, but there has been several instances where his hand has been involved and it's turned the tide of that superstar.
Remember when Karrion Kross was really awesome? Really awesome. And then he got called up. And then he turned into Demolition Kross.
Yep.
And we're like, whoa, you guys ruined him. And then he got fired. And then he came back and he was like, oh, this isn't the same guy that you had before you put him to Demolition. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I think they ruined him. He's getting back to me. He's getting back to the demon. I still wish him and Scarlett were by themselves.
Right.
And doing the fall and pray thing all over again, because that was what I want. But I think AOP still needs to be aligned with somebody. I don't know. If they're not ever going to be ready to be what they were supposed to be, essentially. But I like it. I do like it.
He's it's very master manipulator, master mind games. Yeah, exactly. It's right on point. He has hit his stride with the character he has, and with so many things coming due now, it's been kind of like, okay, this actually worked. But we, as consumers,
way too long though.
It was way too long. We became blind to it because it took so long to do, but now rent's coming due and it's actually paying off tremendously.
Maybe that it wasn't way too long. I'll backpedal on that real quick, and I'm good at that. Maybe they just didn't give us enough that we could catch on to it. Like, we couldn't put pieces together.
No, because I'll say this. Well, there's some truth to that. I'll say that, but I think there's also truth to it being too long. They didn't have a lot of breadcrumbs laid out for a long period of time so that you could catch on to it. But I also think that they put so much distance between when they started dropping the breadcrumbs and when they actually started planting the seed itself that you forget what had happened. New Day's the perfect example.
Yeah.
He chirped at Xavier, chirped at Kofi. We get this break, and then all of a sudden the breadcrumbs start falling, and now speed up till they turn on Big E the Monday after Survivor Series, and everybody hates him now.
I love him.
Like, yeah.
But
I love the turn that they've done, because that was a bigger swerve than just having maybe Kofi turn on Xavier instead of Xavier turn on Kofi. Nobody thought they were going to turn on Big E if Big E showed up.
So, I love how you're throwing them up for me. How long has Big E been cleared?
Summer. I think as soon as they started this whole thing with the New Day becoming heel, Big E's been cleared for.
They just didn't have it.
They didn't have it yet because they needed the story that they wanted to tell.
Yep.
And they thought, I'll actually take that back. It might have started with Odyssey Jones at one point. When Odyssey came up earlier this year, I think the end goal would have been Kofi and Odyssey versus Xavier and Big E at some point.
Odyssey didn't work out.
We have to backtrack. We have to reset everything. They reset everything several months later. Okay, it's Xavier and Kofi. They come together. And then Big E inserts himself, and now everybody hates Big E. Those two hate Big E. And turn on Big E.
Big E at Rumble?
I think Big E's number 30 at Rumble. I'm going to guess this now. Number 30 at Rumble. Eliminates Kofi and Xavier. One of them's a WrestleMania match.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
Probably Kofi versus Big E at WrestleMania.
Big E Mania. We have a ton of predictions next week, so we're not going to give them all away. But, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same.
I feel you don't bring him out for that if he's been cleared.
You don't even tease him to be their manager for that.
No. If he's not cleared.
Exactly.
So, we'll get into some meat and potatoes one now. I fucking love Kevin Owens using power drivers on everybody.
And it being the most devastating move you've ever seen in your life.
Right. Because we haven't seen a pile driver
in years. Yeah.
We haven't seen a good pile driver in years. And Kevin is no knock on anybody that's been hurt from a pile driver or that has hurt somebody from a pile driver. It looks so debilitating, but he protects you so much. If you know wrestling, you've watched wrestling for 30 fucking years. By the way, there it is. You know it looks so bad. Good.
Yeah.
But you are so protected with Kevin.
Mm-hmm. He's a trusted hand.
He is. When does he get his due then? Soon?
I hope, but well, you know what? Here's the thing. Now he's running around with the Winged Eagle title, which chef kiss. That looked great on Saturday night's main event.
It did.
He's running around with the title. Cody may be out for several weeks. Maybe they play this up. Is this Kevin's impromptu title run where he's just pretending to be the champion for weeks?
For a while, we'll be like, yeah. But when Cody does come back and he's announced as champion, we're going to be mad.
Mm-hmm. They're already turning on him. You heard in the Netflix show when Kevin showed up, they're booing Cody, cheering Kevin.
Yep.
They want Kevin Owens. We want Kevin Owens as a champion. My thought is Kevin and Cody is now the Rumble title match if they can't get Rock. Or they've decided Rock is Rock Roman. If that's happening, that's a whole separate thing than it is for a title match.
Yeah, there's ties still between Cody and Roman. If we need to get to WrestleMania again,
we can, but
I think there's bigger fish here.
There's bigger fish, and Cody Kevin is the immediate storyline.
Yeah.
To burn through.
Don't forget, there's somebody on the back burner waiting for Kevin as well.
Whoever comes out of this.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, the Mania match is there with RKO.
Right?
And Kevin.
And Cody can do something else.
Cody can find somebody else to defend the title against, or pick one of the OTCs to battle on night 2.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
I am too.
I really am. Because the other match is, we're getting Seth and CM Punk soon, right?
Yeah. That's on Netflix.
But are we getting it? I feel that's a bait and switch.
I think we're getting... I'm connecting all these storylines because I think everybody's connecting all these storylines. Seth and Drew are in cahoots. Drew has made it clear he's coming for the 4 people that
did him dirty.
That did him dirty.
Himself dirty, yeah.
Yeah. Whether you believe it or not, CM Punk's one of those 4. Maybe makes it 5 if you want to go that route. Drew is going to be in cahoots with Seth. They'll unite. The Sammy element does not come into play until WrestleMania. Because I think there's another storyline here that can be played and pulled on with Kevin Owens. If it's not Randall Keith Orton, it's Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Based on the interview he did in the car with Michael Cole.
Speaking of which, him only doing interviews in cars now is fucking epic.
That's
his kids.
Fucking great. Yeah.
He came out, he's like, I can't do them in the house anymore.
Get out of my rental car, Michael Cole. Taking Michael Cole out. But he addressed it and said, I will take care of Sammy when the time comes. Sammy's in his crosshairs.
Without a doubt.
Punk's and Seth's. Drew, Pick and Uso, they're in their crosshairs. Right now it's Jimmy. That might be the Mania match with Jay, to be honest. These 3 are united in some form or fashion.
Royal Rumble starts the road to WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Are we not already on the turn, though?
Oh, yeah. We've entered the turnpike and we're speeding up to catch up to traffic.
Yeah. Like it started early this year.
Yep. The seeds have been significantly planted in 2024 for the 2025 WrestleMania. 2023, we led up to 24. There was already some seeds with Cody and Roman. We knew Cody and Roman was the end game of the whole year. So it was, how do we get there? How do we build up to that? And it was dissolving the bloodline to build up to the force to take down Roman. This year, however, it's been so unclear. Mania has never been clearly defined because we don't know exactly what Mania is. Is it Rock Roman? Is it Roman Cody? Is it who the hell knows? With that, there's so many threads that had to be pulled, set up, and ready to go. Especially with Punk, especially with Drew, especially with KO. We have set this up for an epic WrestleMania because it needed to out of necessity, and that long-term storytelling needed it.
Yeah. Remember 2 years ago, we were like, man, we really want long-term storytelling. It'd be really awesome. Vince would leave. Trips has done long-term storytelling. He's been in charge for what, year and a half, 2 years now?
Yeah.
Full meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
He's planted seeds for 3 years, though.
He has.
And
everything ties back.
Like, WWE is back to must-watch.
It is, because it is coherent.
Yeah.
Before
it's not even fast-forwarding watch.
It's not, because it's just, you have to see what happens week to week, because something in that week is going to tell the story for the next week and the next week, or it's going to tell the story, tie back to something in 8 months from now that you don't even see coming yet.
And I will still say it's because it's only 2 hours on Raw. I hope
that does help.
I hope they look at it and say, I know they've already said we're going to go back to 3 hours, but I hope they really be like, 2 hours, our demographics are up and this and that. And we don't look at numbers, but I hope they are. And they're like, man, our numbers are unbelievable for these 2 hours.
Yeah. It's not watered down. We're getting a lot more action. We're getting a lot of good stories told. And it's running fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have one more, and then you dive on WWE. The Crossed Out Zero. We know what that is, right?
If we didn't, we'd be dumb.
Right?
It's got to be Penta.
I'm excited.
I am too.
I've always, out of the brothers, I've been the Penta fan more. I hope he's just... I hope it's him and Shinsuke right off the bat, is what I want.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think I don't know where he fits into this.
Neither.
Let me ask you this, though, because I had this thought. Because purposely Kevin Owens used the package pile driver on Cody instead of a regular pile driver.
I want to circle back to that, too, by the way. But go ahead.
Okay, well, we'll go there. The use of the pile driver, has this set up Fear Factor for Penta to be a dangerous move?
Oh, without a doubt.
Because you're not going to take away you're not taking away Penta's signature move. Fear Factor is his bread and butter.
Whatever they call it.
Whatever they're going to call it. It's his bread and butter. KO using the pile driver in the last 2 months is signifying, okay, its use is for specific reasons. And it's only for this reason. And the fact that KO used the package one and it's caused so much damage to Cody, this is really setting up Penta for a very successful kickoff.
Yeah.
Because whoever he comes out against and hits one on beginning may be out for a couple months. It may be only a special finisher. Who knows what it is? But this has helped set him up very tremendously.
Yeah. All right. My last beef, for real this time, then you bring something up. I'm not happy that we're getting a Saturday Night's Main Event every month. That's going to water them down. As a child, they were like every 3 months or every 4, like once a quarter, I was allowed staying up and watch them. And they were later.
Yeah.
And I understand the shit has changed. We need to play for the kids. Fine and dandy. Why? Why, though? Why can't we have, instead of Saturday Night's Main Event on every 4 months, let them run it then, if that's when you're going to run it. And are they always going to have these on NBC, or are these going to switch over to Netflix in time? I don't know. That's the question.
I think only right now, I think it's on NBC.
Right.
Yeah.
If they do go to Netflix and they are live, then maybe they're better. I was not a fan of Saturday Night's Main Event. And you sent...
as a whole?
As a whole. I mean, I wanted it to be... I liked the Chelsea one, and I liked the matches. But I didn't think... compare it to an old Saturday Night's Main Event. I didn't be Honky Tonk Man hitting the Macho Man over the head with the guitar as the Hart Foundation is hold. There was always something big. And it was seen on TV. This is where my point is. The biggest thing that happened, there was a title change. The biggest thing in your biggest storyline, I saw on TikTok well before WWE put it out.
Yeah.
Because NBC didn't want something like that on their show.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw this out there. I didn't watch Raw. Did they show Cody this week on Raw being stretchered out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They talked about it. They showed it. Yeah.
So people that watch Saturday Night and wasn't in there or didn't watch TikTok or really do not get on social media or anything like that didn't know that happened until Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But the wrestling nerds did. We all did. We knew people were showing it live as it was happening.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of the biggest moments that actually happened on a Saturday Night's Main Event?
Yeah. And to that point, they relegated that the biggest thing that happened on Saturday Night's Main Event was Rhea staring down Liv for the 90th fucking time.
I'm tired of it.
It needs to end.
It does.
It just needs to wrap and end at this point. But you're exactly
right. I want
either
one of them to have the title now, by the way. I love Liv. I like Rhea. I'm sick of this. Wrap back around to this in 5 years, it's a different story.
Yeah. Pick one and run and then be done with it. To your point, they should have the only thing that should have been on social media is Triple H pushing Kevin afterwards. That would have made sense.
Right.
Because the air cut, shit hit the fan. Perfect. That works. The fact that they, I don't understand WCW, NBC. I know, it took me back. NBC deciding you can't show that. You can't show that on our program or on our network television. Why?
When did WWE find this out, too?
Exactly.
Will they water down the next Saturday Night's Main Events because NBC doesn't let them do the main thing that they wanted to do?
I think they have to. I think you have to, and then be like, okay, well, you don't want it on your TV show, so we're not going to put anything worthwhile out there.
Yeah.
Because why would we?
There's other things that on Saturday night at 8 o'clock that we can find to do. Well, not for a while now. Listen, it's the middle. Sports are coming to an end, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But there's people like hockey and basketball. I'm not knocking you. But I don't know. I'll go drinking on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
Exactly. I can pick it up on Peacock the next day.
Yeah.
Hell, I could take my phone to the bar and watch it on Peacock at the same time.
Right.
If I wanted to. Did you mind or like Jesse Ventura back on commentary?
For a while, I liked him. And then I'm like, dude, you have not changed. It's the same shtick. The same shtick for a couple times was good, but I'm like, yeah, those were funny in the 80s, Jesse. This isn't funny anymore.
I appreciated what he added to the main event because he was calling Cody a spade, calling his shit. He cheated to win the title or retain the title. Kevin had a valid argument afterwards.
He did.
Cody cheated. Cody used the chair. It was bullshit. I appreciated that piece of it.
The ref counted on the outside.
Yeah. Didn't come into the ring. Ref didn't come into the ring where there was a chair already on the outside.
Right. They got topped over top of them, essentially.
Exactly. Charles Robinson, you're one of the GOAT referees, but come on, man. Play it.
To continue with this, does this lead to a special referee match? And Jesse gets something like that? I think Jesse's around for more.
Jesse's at least around for more. Well, yeah, he's more than Saturday Night's Main Event. He'll be at Saturday Night's Main Event going forward. Maybe he gets special referee, but that's a dangerous field to play with based on his previous experiences with being a special guest referee.
It is.
And if you don't know, look at SummerSlam 99's Main Event. You'll find out very quickly.
Yeah.
But
call back, by the way.
Thank you. If it comes back around to a special guest referee, I don't think it's Jesse. I think it's got to be somebody that's not in the realm right now. So you're looking at paying big bucks to get somebody to be the special guest referee, whoever that would be.
Logan Paul. He's retired now.
He's unretired now.
Yeah, I know.
after all that.
Right? I'm retired.
Yeah.
I'm unretired.
I'm retired. Well,
bring up something. You've just been feeding them to me.
Well, I have been. Hold on, I gotta call back. Hangman has to be so disappointed that the guy that stole half of his moves is now back with half his moves.
Again.
That had to be a deep drink for him. We mentioned the U.S. Women's Championship. What do you think about the Intercontinental title tournament for the women's right now?
I've said this. I think this is a perfect time to give Dakota her shine in the main roster.
I would agree. I think Dakota is primed for this. I think it's Dakota or Lyra at this point.
I think that's a perfect final.
Yeah. I think that's the best final you could come up with. And I think there's some things happening on Monday night where you talk about with people getting attacked and all of that stuff that's setting
my
this
girl,
up.
Kyrie.
Your girl, Kyrie, got attacked. Was it Dakota? We don't know. I'm just saying.
I would hope it was.
I think that would make great television, if you will.
Since her return, she hasn't been damage control. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's been with them.
She's been on the outside looking at.
With them.
Yes. There you go.
Them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's damage control anymore. Whatsoever.
No. She's surviving right now.
Yeah. Until she gets that gold and then she's
gone.
Yeah.
My thought is maybe Kyrie's out for a while, whatever it may be. Don't be surprised if Asuka starts showing up either here or comes then down the line for Dakota at some point as the retribution for this whole thing.
I think it's the big notch on Dakota's belt.
Yeah.
Getting the win over Asuka. And then possibly maybe losing it to Kyrie or something. But I think you're right. I think she runs through them. So I almost think maybe Io comes back around first. But she runs through them once she's champ.
Once she's champ, yeah, she'll walk through each and every one of them to kind of just to your point, put the notches in her belt. And then we come back to who is actually going to be the one to take the title off of her.
Right.
And that could be anybody at that point.
Yeah. See, you gave me another one. You brought up injuries. So we kind of talked about Jade being injured, yada, yada, yada. Who did it?
Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to think it was Bianca. I could have saw Naomi. I just think it's Bianca. It's one of those two. Well, let's leave it at that. It's either Naomi or Bianca, but I'm leaning Bianca at this point.
I'm leaning Bianca as this is apparently there is an injury from what we've read for the last month. There is an injury, but it fits perfectly storyline. And when she does return, she wants to help defend the titles, or she says, all right, I am actually the champ. Her and Naomi have a little bit of a tiff to see who the real champ is real quick. Essentially saying that, they're holding the titles for a little bit longer.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they do defend them as Jade and Bianca, then they lose them that instant.
Yep.
Because Jade really didn't want them. And we still get to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This is still just the build. The build for the match that we said started last Rumble for Jade and Bianca. It really heats up, I think, at this Rumble.
Heats up, gets a jetpack on its ass, and basically just pushes it over the edge and lets it go.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Many returns at the Rumble. We'll probably ruin some of those next week.
Maybe in bold predictions.
Yeah.
For 2025.
So we haven't talked a lot about Survivor Series. So let's do War Games.
Yeah, we can try to do War Games.
I hate the spots being here.
I hate them pulling weapons out from underneath the ring. I think it kills the match.
Yeah. EO, we're combining both. EO can't do the garbage can jump every year. It's not great after you do it every year.
4 times. Yeah. At some point, there needs to be a comeuppance for it. Like, she goes to do it, but somebody just
it almost
screws
didn't
her out
happen
of her.
this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was possible injuries going on.
Right. So they almost had to can it, basically, lack of better terms. But you have now injured. Well, the two in the men's match, the 2 big spots in the men's match, have injured 2 of your big players.
Yeah.
Jimmy thankfully only broke a toe, but Bronson completely shattered his ankles.
Done,
Dunzo.
bro.
Yeah.
And he was on his push.
Yep.
And that sucks because we're always behind Bronson.
Yep. And now he's done. So the big spots can't happen. Honestly, put the lid back on the cage.
Yeah,
Keep it inside.
Forever.
If there's not enough strategy within War Games for me, it doesn't seem like it's strategy. It's just send a guy, send a person, and send a woman, whatever it is. And then they'll go pull weapons out from underneath the ring, and then they'll run into the ring.
Yeah.
You know what?
Take up a minute and a half of your minute and a half again.
Then that's the ring. And then you're doing punch, drop, run, clothesline. I get dominated, boom.
Pretending to swing a chair.
Exactly. Swing a chair like Hulk Hogan does.
Yeah.
This is going to get hate, maybe from you. If you're going to make it about weapons and that weapons need to be involved, hang them from the side of the cage.
Yep. It's called the Monsters Ball.
Exactly.
TNA did it good. By the way, we'll talk about TNA here in a second.
Yeah.
But TNA did it perfectly.
Yeah.
Hanging it enough, 10 to 12 of them in. Not 10 to 12 kendo sticks, 10 to 12 chairs, 10 to 12 everything.
Yeah. Monsters Ball, what was it? Total lockdown. They had weapons on the sides. Get in the match. Pull them off if you want them. If you want to put tables in there, fine. Line the ring with tables. Get them preloaded into the match.
Right.
That way you're sending people in, and they should only be worrying about getting in there and starting a fight. That's how War Games should always be.
Yeah.
You should be negotiating who's the best player and all that. It's the old school mentality when you look at the bloodline involvement, because Roman is picking and choosing who goes into the match, and we can talk about that spot too. But he's sending in who he wants to go face the guys. The strategy behind it. The women's match, there was no strategy.
No.
I was booking Rhea winning. Was it Rhea winning before Liv? I think that's what happened. Rhea should have just not even gone to the ring and just went right at Liv in the shark cage.
Right.
It's not padlocked. Just go right into the cage and start beating the shit out of her. If you want to continue this rivalry, do it that way. Make it worth something. Like when Dakota attacked Tegan. The best turn NXT had ever did was that night with that turn.
Yep.
It made it special. You built up Rhea, put a demon mask on her for the match, which it was only on her to do a reveal that whatever.
It was fine.
She was fine. Just let her go at her. Just let her take out Liv. Have her isolated, and then, Dom comes out and tries to separate, whatever. It makes perfect sense that way.
Yeah. Survivor Series wasn't great either.
No, overall, I think the best match was the triple threat.
Yeah.
That carried Survivor Series.
Big time. It really did. We would have shit on Survivor Series. Probably.
Yeah, 100%.
But the moment that you spoke about, the two moments you spoke about of Roman and Punk, and then Roman and Punk was nice. That was a touch.
It changed everything. The barring him from leaving the cage, the stepping out,
going
by him, exactly.
And then the hug at the end. When I want my favor, I want my favor.
Chef's kiss.
So it's when Roman gets the title, Punk wants to take it from Roman?
I think so.
So we're going to forget about the favor probably till SummerSlam, right?
100%. Because Roman, maybe he gets it at WrestleMania. And then SummerSlam, Punk's going to call it out. Call the shot. Because Punk's busy with Seth until WrestleMania.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And then there might be, air quotes, injury for Punk or a real one.
Yeah, who knows?
Spade a spade.
Yeah.
But you notice Punk's not doing a lot of wrestling.
No, it's only here and there. Big match.
Yeah. If he's listening to this, he's essentially a part-timer.
Mm-hmm. He'll show up every week.
A lot. Yeah.
He'll talk every week.
But in the ring.
Yep.
He's your Undertaker?
Mm-hmm. He's your...
I know a lot of people hate that, by the way.
Well, maybe even Taker, but it's accurate. He's your legend. He'll show up, talk, but I'm not wrestling until Raw Netflix or till WrestleMania. Punk his schedule right now is Raw Netflix, Rumble, Mania.
Cena's got a big schedule of that.
Cena's going to have a hell of a bigger schedule than that.
And you see how we get the title back to Cena? Maybe from Punk?
Maybe. Well, he's got to get to 16, right?
He's got to.
So, I think that one's on a certain world champion right now.
Yeah. But you do it against somebody that it doesn't matter. I mean, Cena beating Roman doesn't hurt him. Cena beating, I think you don't have Cena beating, I don't know, somebody that you're trying to push.
Yeah. I think they've made Gunther so vulnerable right now. Cena beating him wouldn't hurt him.
No, true.
Because then it's the wraparound. Because Gunther would be the one to take it off of him at a SummerSlam. Because it would be a back to basics destroyer of worlds. We saw the glimpse in the triple threat on Saturday night's main event. It's back to basics for Gunther. I need to be all business, the ring general. He's not the ring general right now.
No.
He's a wounded champion who's a sitting duck for Cena to pick the title off of.
Do you remember that he's King of the Ring, too?
And he's King of the Ring, yeah. The accolades are there. Does he get it a second time to get the title away from Cena?
Overseas.
Because
people will lose their shit over there.
Yep, exactly.
By the way, how about our new tag team champions? Oh, wait, by the way, how about our new tag team champions? Essentially.
Yeah.
I'm stoked that the War Raiders got it.
I'm stoked War Raiders got it. I'm stoked and happy the way they did the DIY turn.
Yep.
On Motor City.
Is Motor City going to be here long?
I'm betting so. I think they were hired to become probably coaches and trainers at some point in NXT, but I think right now they're going to get their run.
They got it quick. And then they lost it
quick.
I thought they were going to hold the titles longer.
I thought so too, but also I could see them getting 2 or 3 runs with it.
Yeah. They have a couple years.
The SmackDown tag division's pretty good right now. It's pretty beefy.
What did you just say?
I know. Is tag team wrestling back?
On one half so far.
One half. I think Raw needs to catch up.
Don't forget the portal. By the way, I hate that they stole something from the NCAA.
Right, the transfer portal.
Yeah, the transfer portal is now open because yeah, no, Netflix saying, listen, we've given you $5 billion.
You better have Roman and Cody, any fucking big star you have. Yeah.
What's SmackDown going to look like soon?
Gunther's playground at this point. Cena's going to end up on SmackDown.
Yeah. I believe so. Seth
probably.
It's going to be very heavy. Big players on Netflix.
For the first 4 months. Right. When the draft happens, everything evens back out.
Yeah. You need the viewership on Netflix. You need that, we're rounding, $20 spent. Yep. And you feel like it's a good $20.
Yeah, because if it feels like a good $20 for the first 4 months,
you forget you're spending it.
You forget you're spending it, and it's just common thing.
Yeah. I've been spending it for, 10 years now. Anything else, WWE?
No, I think that's it for WWE.
How about TNA? Is there anything back about TNA?
You're chomping at the bit. I don't know if I'm excited about it, but you're chomping at the bit.
I love that Tessa's back. I know, a lot of people. What she's done, listen, you can't live in the past, yada, yada, yada. She made amends with some people. I think she's still young. She's still the girl that I met in South Carolina. I think she's changed her ways. I think she's big things coming from Tessa in TNA for a while. Off air, Jenks and I have had a little conversation. Not sure if she's somebody that is cross-branded right now.
Yeah, I think for TNA it's, okay, this is your big player. You're losing one in Jordan. Have her send her on her merry way.
NXT or WWE. I would hope it's right to the main roster.
Yeah. That one's already booked. Tessa's going to be the big player that they needed to kind of put a boost in the arm of losing such a major player like Jordan.
Transition.
It's a transition, but I think we'll see what happens. But there's definitely no play from WWE right now to have her come in.
No.
There's too many opponents to her coming through, including the one leaving TNA, if you believe reports that have been said. So take that with what you want.
What about, there's another one in TNA that possibly could be leaving that Tessa could have a hell of a storyline with. In Masha.
Yeah.
Her contract is also done soon as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I think it's a little tick up for them because everybody in professional wrestling. I mean, just in the last month or so, having access now, I've kind of been glimpsing at TNA. Have we been covering it? Not at all. Is it something that maybe we wrap around every once in a while? Jenks maybe just catches notes. I kind of glance over something. There's an uptick in TNA right now. I will say that. They are putting some shit together. And I think Tessa's not going to put it over the edge. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that still have bad feelings or bad taste in the mouth with Tessa, especially the way that she left and the things that happened after she left and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But Bret Hart shook Vince McMahon's hand at one time. Hulk Hogan came back. These people came back. Punk's back in WWE. We can't... What is that saying? The glass window one is the one that just popped into my head. Don't throw stones at a glass, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was the one about crucifying somebody. I don't know. And it's not Jesus Christ.
Oh, bad timing on his birthday. Jesus Christ. Here's all I'll say.
Okay.
I'll throw out something.
Then we'll go to AEW.
Listen, grass sometimes isn't always greener on the other side, right? For a lot of the example you made, but.
Oh, for so many reasons, that one hits home.
Yeah. But money's always green, right?
Money is always green.
Money fixes everything in the business world.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Touche. Take a quick break, come back with AEW, almost said TNA again. AEW, and it's very classic right now.
Very much
AEW.
Very cross-continental.
Hey, this is Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, and my favorite podcast is Can Crushers. It should be yours, too.
Welcome back, everybody, to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. It's time for All Elite Wrestling portion of this podcast, which is pretty much the Continental Classic,
It's pretty much that.
It's dominating it.
But it's taking everything over.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not. It's not whatsoever. It's unbelievable once again this year.
It's 100%. There's a lot of surprises that have happened so far. Obviously, we're not going match by match, but highlights across the board for the Continental Classic. Let's talk that through. There was a run to start this thing with Kyle Fletcher. Went through Okada.
I love that.
I loved it too. Blasted through Okada. Went through, who was it, Shelton, the Beast Mortos, who's there just to be a guy at this point.
Remember when he came out and we were like, yes.
And now we're still like, no, but okay, we'll watch it, but no.
Yeah.
And then comes along this, guy from Delaware just hanging out, redneck kung fu coming out of nowhere. Briscoe beats Fletcher?
I know.
What? I loved it because it was the unexpected, and it threw off Kyle Fletcher's run at that point.
It did. But what are you going to do with it? Everybody hates me because I always shit on Briscoe. Because he does something, you get behind him, and as soon as I get behind him, it's a week later that he's eating potato chips in the back, and we don't see him again for 6 months.
Right. But, hey, he's been doing a lot of things lately.
He has been. I do love the conglomerate still. I do.
Yeah. I think this is worthwhile. I don't think Kyle Fletcher's winning again in this tournament.
I know.
Garcia's going to beat him. It's going to be Garcia and Okada.
Yeah.
At World's End. In the Blue League. Anyways. How we get there, but.
And I think this is Garcia's. I know we said this is Okada's title, essentially. Because he hasn't done anything with it. One, he doesn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Two, wouldn't it be awesome if it was defended more than he did?
Mm.
Isn't Garcia the person to do this?
Garcia is going to be your workhorse at this point. I would agree.
Because some of the other titles have now become bigger titles that aren't workhorse titles anymore.
Yep.
So they're transitioning this title to make it. Okada gave it the relevance.
Right?
Yep. Now, Danny Boy can give it the girth. Not the word I was looking for, but it was stuck in my head. The longevity, the defenses, essentially.
To build the prestige around it.
You have good words, but I don't.
That's fine. But Okada gave it the name recognition. Kingston, great first champion. Proved everybody wrong. Okada gave the name recognition. Now, attach it to Garcia, it's the workhorse title.
Yeah.
Theoretically. If it's him.
If it's him.
Because now we look at the Gold League, and there's a 4-way tie.
It's a crapshoot.
It's a crapshoot, and that includes Claudio, Darby, Ospreay, Ricochet. Tied at 6. And Darby and Ospreay may have very well put on the match of the year contender this past week on Dynamite. Because there's some sequences that'll blow your fucking mind.
Yeah.
And the fact that Darby beat Ospreay clean blows my mind even further.
Yes. It's not Ospreay coming out of this.
I don't know if it is. Well, it's definitely not Ricochet the way he got little brothered this past week by the freaking the Hurt Syndicate and Swerve.
Right. By the way, wrap back around to that a couple months ago when Jenks called it.
Yeah. I mean, it was just right there. It was too obvious at that point. But who is it, Darby? Is this leading up to Darby Garcia? Because in my mind, I think it might be Ospreay Garcia Ospreay's coming out of the Gold.
Maybe something still has Claudio in my mind to do a callback to a old BCC. This is a story in a long time. Yeah. Danny wanted to be part of the BCC. He was in the BCC. They kicked him out of the BCC. He was still friends with the BCC. They didn't like him in the BCC. Yeah, I know. We both put our heads back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, because we all love Ospreay. We'll talk about Ospreay a ton next week. We'll talk about Ospreay a ton again here in a minute, but that's a wrestler's wrestler still, Claudio. As much as I shit on him, that I'm like, man, he did nothing for the ROH title. Danny and Claudio. You're right. That's St. Patrick's Day. I think could do so much. I really do. I'd love to see that wrap back around. Don't get me wrong. You're right. Danny and Ospreay, awesome. I think the other two don't fit where they're going with this title. I think to me, this tournament is about the title and the prestige that they want to build for this. I definitely think it's Danny, without a doubt. The other two just don't fit. I think there's more to the other two, wrapping back around.
Oh, there's 100%. It's future world championship previews for the other two.
Right.
My thought is, but you've also swung me around. Claudio is going to New Japan at the beginning of the year. Have him in Gold and New Japan. He can defend that title real quick. But the same can be said for Ospreay.
Right.
So it's like, who's coming out of this to wear the title? I wouldn't be surprised if they make this semifinal match a fatal 4-way somehow, because every one of them, they're going to be tied, and then every one of them's going to have a win over the other one, and you can't disqualify him. So like Claudio beat, who did Claudio beat? Ricochet. Ricochet beat, well, he's only beating Commander right now, so we'll see what happens with that. But there's elements to this. Yeah. As I'm looking at this, there's elements here that can
you
really...
throw me mouth when you said that, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Commander, the guy taking the losses in this division,
right.
Because Juice fell off. Well, got injured. But there's elements here that I think I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to a fatal 4-way, but I also wouldn't be surprised if this comes down to two people and it's a pick between three. I do think it's still Ospreay, Claudio, or Darby coming out of this division.
And my ranking would be Claudio, Ospreay, then Allen. Like, I think Darby is the third out of this. Don't get me wrong, Darby, Danny would be great too. And Danny against any one of those three, here's my money. Let's watch it. Right?
Well, now that I said that, I can't disqualify Ricochet from this whole thing. Yeah, he got baby brothered this past week, but he's also going to Japan as well. And to the point, Darby is looking at Everest in April.
Right.
Are you going to put Darby through that and build that up? Probably not.
No.
Because whoever wins this title is probably running with this for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So who do you want? Yeah. Who do you want to carry this championship into that time frame? It's got to be believable. I don't know who it is, though.
I will always, and I know he can go after the world title too, but I think Will's wrapped around the world title soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I'm discrediting him in this.
That's fair. But I will also say, no, you're absolutely right. He is going to be wrapped around it. I think Okada's wrapped around it. I think Darby's wrapped around it. So we got.
I want Danny to have it.
Yeah.
But the whole trip to Japan and everything, Claudio is probably my pick.
That's fair. All right.
Because it needs a truck over there. And we don't know. Danny might be going. He's just having it in his back pocket that he's not.
It just hasn't been announced. Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't announced it for it yet. Anything could be happening.
Anything could be happening. The greatest tournament going on every year.
Bar none. Yeah.
Bar none.
Bar none. Yeah.
Crushing. As much as we like the gimmick of the King of the Ring and stuff like that, it's not what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
If they would do it all in one night, do the qualifiers on Raw, yada, 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 but do the whole damn thing on one night, it still would be cool. But this whole round robin, they essentially stole, this was a TNA idea, whatever TNA used to call it.
It's Bound for Glory. Was it Bound for Glory tournament?
Bound for Glory,
yeah.
Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is adapted from them, which we love. They just didn't do it correctly.
Them and, I think, New Japan, right? This is basically the G1. This is G1. Yeah. On a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's just so much, their story is involved in this, though, too.
Yeah, this is very heavy in stories, and which is helping it. I think it helps it a lot. It's not just I'm beating you. There's stories wrapped around it to help really solidify that this is the best tournament around right now.
Agreed. Agreed.
What do you want to talk about?
Fucking Julia Hart's back. I know you were talking about some others. Somebody else came back. I don't remember who she is.
We gotta cover Julia.
I was wondering, and I know we've talked about this when Shot Through the Heart happened, essentially, and all that, but I wasn't sure when. We got the vignettes, and I'm like, how long are they going to draw this out? And then Julia just pops up, and I'm like, hello. Jamie Hayter now has something to do, which we've been waiting for her to do.
Right. Yep.
This pushes either one. Like, I would imagine, in my heart of hearts, this is already elevated Julia.
Yeah.
But once the feud continues and happens, it's putting Hayter back into the realm of who she really is too.
Exactly. It gives some a legitimate threat, it's a legitimate fight for her. Her first legitimate contention since coming back at All In.
Yeah.
And with Julia, she's facing a world fucking champion, a former world champion. No matter what happens to either one in this thing, instant shot in the arm, instant rocket strap.
To take on I'm gonna wrap all this together to take on the next women's champion. Not Mariah.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be a title defense down the line, but Mariah has the title for a little bit longer. And I'm probably saying like 2 months.
Yeah, I think roughly 2 months.
Because it's going to take that build for somebody that doesn't know who she is to return to that, to get this story together. Which is, listen, we're probably going to be talking about this story next year at this time. I already think it's going to be that fucking great.
I agree. And I don't even know if it's going the direction we think it's going.
I doubt it.
Yeah. This is, so Rocker Toni Storm's back, not Timeless, and she has never been in AEW.
Never.
Didn't even know it existed. Just, Mariah's the best in the world.
Yep.
Pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. Because this is a fucking game.
This is unbelievable. And
nobody would have guessed this when Toni comes back.
Yeah. She retired.
And now we're playing the amnesia gimmick.
We hinted about this. And then just glossed over it. Thinking, they're not going to do this.
They're not going to pull that trigger.
We didn't go this far. We thought it was going to be and I know she's only been back for
a week
and a half.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. There's, you know how we say there's always meat on the fucking bone for the bloodline for a long time? Yeah. Mariah's going to get a healthy title run now. Because Tony's got to will herself to be back to Mariah. Right?
I don't know about will. I think it's...
will. Do you think she's getting a title shot quick?
I think she's getting a title shot in 2 months.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's not, to me, that's not quick. She's not going to get one on Dynamite or on Cleveland.
Right. There's going to be a build here. She's going to fool Mariah. Whether you want to admit it or not, and Mariah thinks she's the smartest woman in the world, she's going to fool Mariah. Because Mariah's going to think, she doesn't remember a fucking thing I did to her. This is perfect. I can take advantage of her again, whatever it is. Toni Storm remembers everything.
Oh, without
Toni Storm's going to fucking...
That's why I said we're going to be talking about...
But as soon as the turn comes, whether it's at Battle of the Belts 24...
God, not on a fucking Battle at the Belts.
It's going to be on like a Dynamite. We know it's going to be
all right with that.
Yeah. It'll be on a Dynamite on Max. It's going to be
we'll get to that.
Let's get to that too. But it'll happen. And it'll be one of the chef kiss moments of the year, basically. Almost an oh my God moment at this point.
Is a shoe involved?
I think it has to be involved.
It has to be.
A shoe and a bottle of champagne.
Yeah. This is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be...
Done correctly.
Yep, done correctly, it's going to be great. And probably match of the year.
I would have... Without a doubt. Without a doubt. We don't need pillars. Right now.
No.
Sorry. If anybody needs tattoo on arm, maybe somebody should be looking at this right now and saying, this is how I need to reinvent myself.
Understand business comes first and to follow the business.
Yeah.
Stories go a long way. Listen to people. Develop your character.
Toni's reinvented herself 16 times since she's been in AEW, essentially.
Yeah. Somebody I read on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, but they said Toni Storm, and don't hate on this, which I'll get to the point of it. Toni Storm is now the female version of Chris Jericho in the sense of whatever gimmick she comes up with, she fucking sticks and lands. And it works. Jericho came up with the list, the Wizard, the Ocho, whatever you want, it all hit.
Yeah.
Toni Storm's doing the exact same thing. Rocker, timeless, it's hitting.
Yeah.
Amnesia patient, it's going to slap.
Yeah.
So, as the kids say.
I hate that, by the way, but yeah.
You're
That's
welcome.
the worst
You're
thing
welcome.
that you said out of everything. Not comparing her to Jericho, because yeah, Jericho has been.
So you're saying that's Cap?
What? As much as we hate some of the things, he sticks and stays with. I'm not even acknowledging that.
Yeah, don't even.
He sticks and stays with them. Get him over. I mean, look at how much I was an idiot, and I'm like, remember when I went to Buffalo and everybody was like, "Hi guys," I got into it.
Yeah. It catches on.
Yeah.
Toni Storm's gimmicks are catching on.
Yeah.
She's reinventing herself. She's a creative genius at this point.
Her and Juice.
Her and Juice.
These are all Juice's ideas. She's just running.
Oh, 100%, probably. No, she's definitely had this, but Juice is definitely heavily influencing her in some form of fashion.
Something influencing her.
Yeah.
Kidding. I don't know what they do in their personal life. But, yeah, that's why I said whoever comes out of the Julia Hayter feud, probably going to be your next champion.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, I'll say at the end of next year.
Yeah.
Julia or Hayter will be champion. If not both.
Maybe a bold prediction for next week, too.
Maybe.
See.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Listen, Julia, not just me and you.
Yeah.
I don't know if she can be a heel anymore. On paper, she is.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking went nuts that she was back.
Mm-hmm.
There's your pillar. Nothing against Tony. Nothing against anybody else that used to be named that. Or anybody else that, when we've said this since she ran with the TBS title.
She ran with it and carried.
Yeah.
She had a healthy run with it. Probably one of, if not the best run with that TBS title.
Without a doubt. God forbid she got married or she could still be champion.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that mean. Or
the timing worked out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And she had that planned. She was, boom, taking time off. She did a lot. We knew it was coming. I just thought this was probably a big return.
Yeah.
So keep that in your fucking back pocket.
You have to.
Then there's two of them, essentially. Tony's return was only, month and a half, 2 months, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's just as big.
Mm-hmm.
This women's division, I know we say this all the time, outshines the men's sometimes. And it's hard to say when there's Swerve and the Classic's unbelievable again.
Yeah.
But done right, I think they can outshine.
Yeah.
They do.
And I was confident last year that they would.
Some things
happened that derailed that. This confidence can still be there.
Yeah.
It could happen. They just need to be taken down the right path.
Yeah. Still think they need some coaches in the back.
Agreed.
For Tony Khan. Not Storm. Tony Khan.
Khan. They need people to help Tony Khan.
Right.
Which Danielson had.
Yeah. You've had enough break. Get your fucking ass back.
Yeah. You've got stem cells for your neck. Come on. Let's go.
Let's do something.
Come back. All right.
William Regal's not really doing anything.
Yeah. Bring him back.
Go ahead. What's next?
What's Monet doing? Just hanging out for stat again?
I thought I'd never say this. Cut her and let her go back to WWE. I love Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've given Monet love since she made it to AEW.
Yeah. I have given her some when it comes to matches. But if we're talking driving a story home, pushing it forward, not at all.
Yeah. She can wrestle. I'm not knocking that. She's essentially given the TBS title.
Yep.
There we go.
That's it. I do honestly think Stat should have got the TBS title at Full Gear.
Without a doubt. It would have done more. For both.
Both of them. Because then Monet, okay, we move forward. Reason to get rid of Camille. We know Camille's injured or whatever it is. That's the reason to get rid of Camille. Okay, cool. Done. That helps build your character. You build yourself back up from there. And it opens her up for the women's world title. Cool.
Yep. Which should be in.
100%. We've only given her the TBS title because we had plans for the world.
Right.
That's about it. Those plans don't go past Australia.
No.
Take that offer.
Yeah. I'm almost thinking Monet is just breaking Jade's.
Maybe.
But what does that do? Because we all know that Monet's going back to WWE in essentially 2 years now.
Yeah.
Then who has to break that again? The TBS title is, to me, in TNT titles, there needs to be some bouncing of titles in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Probably you're going to do that with the U.S. title for the women and the IC title for the women. It's just, it furthers storylines.
Exactly.
Just, how many TBS championships have we had? Jade.
Stat.
Twice. Julia. Monet.
That's it.
2 of the 4. I know Stat twice, yeah, but
right.
2 of the 4 have had lengthy runs. Jade was through everybody 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a healthy run?
Yeah.
It was a run. Monet's is starting to be the same way. The 3 in the middle, the Stat, the Julia, the Stat one.
Willow had it, I think, once.
Oh,
yeah,
Willow.
Yeah, we've got Willow. Yep.
Those were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you might lose it. Oh, my God, this is a good match.
Got a triple threat. Oh, my God. We burned the house down with 3 women. Yeah.
I don't know when Monet is in losing this.
I don't know either.
Because it's got to be for a long time. Stroke her ego. I don't know. Again, I love Sasha Banks. I love everything about the person she is, the wrestler she is. She doesn't need all the accolades all the time.
No.
Because it's not helping. And I know Sky is not there right now.
Yeah.
It's not helping the Skies. It's not really helping the Willows. It's not helping the rest.
Yeah. It's just not.
We've just hit rock. Go ahead.
But it's not. But you're absolutely accurate. It's just taking a title that could be used to put forward a workhorse champion in the women's division.
Yeah.
There was a time when it was the workhorse title, and it's in between the first and the current title reigns.
Yeah, it was those 3 women in the middle.
Yep. That did wonders for the title. Now it's just kind of lingering.
Yeah. That nobody cares about.
Yeah. Nobody wants to care about.
Nobody
I don't want
wants
to care about it.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is they're at a loss now. Because I think Camille was the person that they horribly were trying to set up to take the title off of her.
Right.
Because they did her no justice.
No help whatsoever.
No.
Now she's hurt.
Now she's hurt. So unless she's coming in like a fucking murdering brick house.
Which she should have in the first place.
Agreed. Well, what are we going to do?
We were out back to stat to make it safe.
I think so. But, I mean, that's the only reason why they're hanging stat around monitors now watching this.
Yeah. And then we rebuild from stat, which there's nothing wrong with that in my book, to rebuild from stat, because then we could get the Willow, get the Julia again, get the Thunder, let her sniff it. I mean, there's people. Some people just don't cross that same path.
Right.
Because maybe something. I don't know.
That's exactly it.
Then I don't think they know.
And they're not going to know for a while.
Yeah, I know. We knew a lot of stuff right there, but you know
we did. They don't. Tony stopped listening to us, remember?
He did. He got mad at us.
He did. I don't know why.
When's Kenny coming back?
Oh, God.
Kenny.
Sometime in January, maybe?
I hope.
I hope so, too. He's doing his New Japan tour.
There's something happen over there with the Continental.
Maybe with the Continental. Got to give it to the one person to draw eyes, I think.
Yep.
But, hey, listen, 2 of his friends are also going to be over there.
Yeah.
Something happened there.
I would bet more so that.
Yeah. I think that's the safer bet.
Yeah.
We've already had an exchange, though, between Jack Perry and the Elite over there. And Jack questioning, where were you guys? What were you doing? Why did you abandon me type thing. So the seeds are planted. And remember, Jack has called out Kenny.
Right. Months ago.
So if we're wrapping this back around, Jack's picked a fight when he had backup.
So he'll pick the fight without
backup. But he doesn't have the backup, so now it's going to be a little bit more dangerous for him.
Is the backup really never backup because Jack's bigger than the backup right now?
Yeah, potentially.
I think he is.
I think so too.
People are like, who the fuck are you talking? We're talking about the Bucks, people. We're talking about the Bucks.
Honestly.
I think he's bigger than them.
I think he is too. And I think the Bucks it's going to get revealed the Bucks have pulled a lot of different strings in AEW that they can't control.
Yeah.
And now Jack's left dealing with the consequences of those actions.
And they go begging back to Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny pummels them. Not that Kenny and Jack are on the same page.
No. I also think, though, they beg Kenny to be the savior. Don't be surprised if Kenny's not the savior.
Oh, he has to be right now.
Well, he's the superhuman.
Right.
No matter if he had diverticulitis or not, he is the Omega. He is the God level right now. That's your salvation. Wouldn't that be interesting storytelling if they took down the salvation? We're talking Death Riders.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just getting everybody on focus. Mox strikes down. The Salvation. It's happened before.
Then what happens? Who's the savior?
Who's your golden child? Darby's not it.
No. Nope.
Darby's your death child.
Right.
You're one that'll take the bullet. Building more and more up to be a certain Brit. Would you not agree? One that has dethroned Kenny before?
Yeah. I would think.
I would think so too.
Is that World's End next year?
I'm thinking that's All In next year.
Okay.
In his home country.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, guess it's not in it. Well, yeah, they have something in England next year in August. I think.
All In is in Texas.
All Out is in London. Yeah. All Out.
Okay.
So All Out, I think, is it.
But it could go. I mean, there again, meat on the bone. There's enough there. If they could pull it a year.
Yeah. They could pull it a year.
At World's End, does Kenny pop up pre-taped promo?
Oh, absolutely. I could see that.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely something
Get the ball rolling.
Get the ball rolling. I think there's something going to happen at a World's End to kick this story down the road because
the fire starts over in Japan.
The fire starts in Japan, but there's a fire already there for Kenny to save AEW.
Right.
And let's call a spade. Whatever's happening in this Fatal 4-Way, Mox is walking out with the title.
Oh, yeah.
But, great, Hangman's in this. Hangman doesn't know what he wants right now.
Not at all.
Hangman's just fighting people left and right, and Jay White's in the match, so he's going to take after Jay White.
Which...
Love it.
Listen, Hangman, for everybody that lives and only lives the Attitude Era, Hangman's your Stone Cold. He's just fucking fighting and drinking to do fighting and drinking.
Yeah, he's pissed off. He had a reason to burn down a house last month, so now he's just fighting people left and right.
Right.
3 months ago. Whatever. Arson, time runs together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arson and wrestling go hand in hand.
Exactly.
In real life,
don't do that, but
yeah. Do we say not that we do? No, yeah. Not that we did anything like that. Shit, Mark, that was the wrong place to say that.
Get a little tight around the collar here.
Where else do you want to go?
We talked already about Baby Brother, Ricochet, Hurt Syndicate's on a warpath.
They are.
For something. It's Swerve. That's going to come around to Swerve and them. I don't know if there's much going there besides they're just on the warpath at this point. So.
Bring it up just because. Call MJF. Are we just going to end this?
I don't know who's going to win it because I don't know.
Either.
I don't know exactly who's getting the revenge here. Is it MJF getting the revenge from last year's World End, or is it Adam Cole getting the revenge from whatever the fuck MJF did to him this year? Which I still don't know what he did. Technically, I don't know what MJF has done to Adam Cole.
I still don't know that. To be truthful, I wasn't hoping you were going to ask me, because I was going to ask you.
Well, honestly, okay, the Brainbuster in June at Forbidden Door, but that was nothing. That was a wrestling move that we thought at the time we didn't know if Adam Cole was coming back or not.
Right.
And I don't think AEW knew if he was coming back or not. So they thought, well, let's nip it in the butt and end it. And if he doesn't come back, MJF has that notch on his belt.
Right.
Well, we pulled the trigger 3 months too early. So Adam Cole's back and now they're scrambling.
Oh shit, now what do we do with the story? Because we didn't think it was going to be this fast.
Yeah.
Is there more there that we're missing?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
I'm honestly lost in this one.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what to expect out of this one.
And I don't know what this does for either. Because we've named the players for a while. And I know MJF's always a player. Like, he could sniff it again next year.
Yeah.
It could be short. It could be long. What we just panned out with Omega, the Bucks, Jack possibly, Ospreay, the Death Riders. I don't know how either one of these two guys fit in there right now.
No. MJF, you're right, can fit into anywhere. But does he fit into anywhere?
No.
What else would he... I mean, there's theoretically nowhere else he could possibly get put into right now that makes a lick of sense in any story that's going on. No. And you can't tell me MJF, Adam Cole's going till Revolution.
I don't know. I don't want it to go that long.
I love
both of these guys. You love both of these guys as well.
Yeah, but this
just sometimes the story doesn't click.
Sometimes maybe it does click, but injuries just derail it.
Right.
And when that happens, not much you can do about it.
Sometimes you just have to shuffle.
Yes, and walk away. Maybe revisit it down the road.
When it's not, when you don't have as much hotness going on.
Exactly. Have it, table it, and have it be pick your spot.
Yeah. I think I also got very convoluted with Roddy and Fletcher.
Yeah.
In too to say, oh, maybe he doesn't ever get the shot. And that's something we can build off of. Well, we got the shot now.
Yeah. So now where do you go?
Right. I don't know. In 2025, I actually don't see any of them around a major title.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Players in the game, but not that game.
There could be great stories coming. Listen, Hangman hasn't had a title in fucking forever.
Listen, pick 5.
And he doesn't need one.
Exactly. Touch Hangman. You could have 5 people in the Continental Classic right now you could run stories with and get something great programming out of.
Yeah.
Whoever does not take home the title. There's opportunity here.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nothing else on my end. What about you?
I don't either. I also want to get...
You want to get there?
I want to get there.
Let's get there. All right.
You want to go back and forth? You name one, I name one?
Yeah, we can. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time for the...
You even picked your mic up!
I did.
He's like Mr. Kennedy over there.
I just muted myself, too. It's time for the Can Crusher categories. You want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
And it doesn't matter. I'll put X's beside the ones. And I'm just going to go down the line. Worst match of the year.
Obviously, best match of the year.
Best tag team match of the year.
Let me go here. Spectacle match of the year.
Best women's match of the year.
Best men's match of the year.
Best promo. Do you notice, by the way, we do have best match and best, we have broken up by gender.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, because
there's always some, there's a great match from women, great match from men. You can't put one against the other.
They get their awards and they go head to head.
Yes. What did you?
I said best promo, by the way.
You said best promo. Okay. You said best promo. I'll go Can Crusher interview.
Which since August has been rough.
Before August. But yeah,
everything ahead.
Well, you got spotlights, yeah.
and essentially the last week of December last year. But yeah, we know my answer to that one already. Best return of the year.
Let's go best storyline of the year.
Male wrestler of the year.
Female wrestler of the year.
Tag team of the year.
We didn't say worst storyline of the year, so worst storyline of the year.
Pay-per-view of the year.
Worst pay-per-view of the year.
These are real easy. Everyone's like, no shit. Overrated wrestler of the year.
Underrated wrestler of the year.
Breakout star of the year. Are we doing individual? This is what we didn't discuss. Are we going to have breakout women, breakout men?
What do you think? We should probably do men and women.
Yeah.
So, women's breakout wrestler of the year.
Remember, we added this one, random shit award.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's because of one main thing.
Yeah. Do you have anything else on your list besides bold predictions?
I did have one, but nobody else. I will give the award to it right now because it was dad moment when I just shit on him about 10 minutes ago, but when Jay Briscoe and his family came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're, well, no.
You got more?
I do have.
I think there's an opportunity here.
Yeah, I retract that he won that. Because I think there's, this is a dick thing to say, but I think there's one better.
We'll have to find out next week which one that is.
And of course, as Sir Michael Jenks said, we'll both have to do due diligence. I don't know. Did you save them from last year? Yours?
I did not. Mine. I see mine right now. And I will tell you right now, none of them.
Seriously?
Yeah, none of them came true.
I'll go back and I'll have to listen to mine. Did you write mine down?
I wrote mine down because this is my spreadsheet I did.
Okay.
So
I'll go back and listen to whatever cockamamie I put, because I started a new notebook at one point, and then I don't need this notebook. Yeah, well, guess what? But yeah, bowl predictions, and then we'll recap last year's predictions.
Yep.
So, guys, if you want to, these will be posted at some point this week on Facebook. Okay. So, if you guys want to be involved, write all your stuff down, email them to us. Call in would be even better, because we'd love to hear. Get these in. Get your winners in 3 minutes, by the way, with the phone number. We'd love to hear all you guys' best storyline, worst storyline, wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year, everything we just said. Get those in. We'll make fun of your picks because they're probably not as good as ours. But we'll start off next week by recapping, essentially.
Yeah.
Our bold predictions.
We gotta recap the bold predictions.
Swallow our pride, eat a lot of crow.
As
none of yours hit.
None of them hit.
You ruined that already for me. Because I don't know what they are. But I'll have to, when I listen, I'll be like, holy shit, why do you say that?
Well, yeah. Although I will say,
don't ruin it right now for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a surprise.
Okay.
I deleted mine by accident from last year. Like, where the fuck did it go? Anyways, we're good. I figured it out. I still have them.
One of our, we always say this on specials, so this is definitely one of our favorite shows. It really is. We may have to discuss when we're recording this. Honestly, Sir Michael Jenkins.
Yeah, we will.
This is a celebratory episode normally. And I can't.
Normally we pop Champagne and
I don't know if I can celebrate it when we have it scheduled.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Well, mimosas, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. It's definitely next week.
Yeah.
The Crushies is coming out the 28th, so it will be next week. I don't know. Let's wrap this one up, though, huh?
Let's do it so we can get to the 28th.
Yeah. Guys, we love you. Thank you for, again, to wrap all the way back to the beginning, thank you for reaching out over the last couple of weeks in the passing of Miggs. It meant a lot to everybody that sent an email or a DM or something like that. That's really awesome that you guys care about my dog and my life. So, it's been a shitty year in general, but we bounced back because we're Can Crushers and that's what we do. We're back. We're excited to do this one today, and we're super excited, always excited for the Crushies, but we love you.
We do love you guys. Mark, love you. Take care. You know, it's rough. It's been a rough one, but we made it through. You made it out on the other side. So we love you guys. Thank you for listening to us. Get ramped up. Get ready. Have a bottle of champagne ready with your predictions, what our Crushy winners are next week. And also, maybe drink every time we say Crushies next week. We'll see what happens.
We definitely can't record next time we said that. Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage can, not. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them.
Because you never know.